This is the National Weather Service, La Crosse, Wisconsin winter weather briefing for January 16th, 2014. And for today's winter weather briefing, we're looking at some winter weather expected to affect mostly southeast Minnesota and northeast Iowa, along and west of US 52. This winter weather is going to go through noon on Friday. Some of the weather conditions that we're expecting, at least the hazardous ones, we've got wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour that could occur through this evening. Then some whiteout conditions that are possible this afternoon. And also some wind chills that could drop to 15 to 25 below zero for both this evening and then Friday morning. If you're looking for locations east of US 52 in southeast Minnesota and northeast Iowa, as well as southwest into central Wisconsin, seeing a little less for the wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour, some for this afternoon. Some blowing and drifting. Drifting could be a bigger deal. And then wind chills 10 to 20 below zero this evening and Friday morning. Here's the latest weather story. Again, this is kind of depicting basically this Arctic cold front that will be coming through the area today, mostly during the afternoon hours. And in the wake of that front, we're going to be seeing the winds come up out of the northwest, gusting 30 to 45 miles per hour, snow, and then the combination of those two together will result in plenty of blowing and drifting, especially west of 52, where they could be dealing with whiteouts. And then if you go farther west of I-35, blizzard conditions are possible there. In terms of the total snowfall amounts for today, maybe up to an inch, but it's going to be very hard to measure just because of all the wind. And then the wind chills again as we go into this evening and Friday morning get down to anywhere from that 10 to 25 below zero range. So we look at the current weather map here, and you'll see a low pressure system up there in northwest Ontario, northern Minnesota, tracking southeast towards Lake Superior. And nice big, basically bowling ball here on this imagery. And with that on radar, there are some areas of snow accompanying it. There's this one band there going through the Minneapolis metro area back towards Aberdeen, and a second area up there towards Grand Forks and Fargo, and that's the one of particular interest as we get into this afternoon. And back up there towards Grand Forks and Fargo, you'll see there's a cold front, and that's the cold front of interest, where you can see the big temperature difference where you go from maybe 30 to 32 ahead of the front to the teens and single digits behind the front. Again, that's that Arctic air trying to plow southward. And then if you go farther south, we got this warm front that just is coming through southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa right now, and temperatures warming behind it with readings in the 30s there from around I-35 westward. And then again, lots of wind. There's you can see up in Fargo a peak gust of 52 knots, which is equivalent to about 60 miles per hour. So here's the current hazards regionally. You've got some winter weather advisories that remain in effect for much of southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa to noon on Friday, but then you go farther west towards I-35 and westward in Minnesota, there's blizzard warnings, and then to the south where there's not really as much snow on the ground, those are just high wind warnings. So looking at the forecast maps, we have this low pressure system, again up there towards northern Minnesota and Ontario, tracking southeast towards Lake Superior, and you've got the cold front driving south through into southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa, and when that comes through here around noon, that's when the whiteout conditions could start up. And again, that's a result of some combination of that strong winds behind that front, then snow and that's falling and blowing snow occurring with the snow that's already on the ground. Then as you get towards 6 o'clock this evening, again that blowing and drifting snow continues. There's still a shot of some light snow. Looks like some better shot of light snow will come between the 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. hours. There could be like a little bit of break in between, but again, plenty of blowing and drifting and continuing. And again, much colder with that front plowing southward. And then by the time here you get to 6 a.m. Friday, we're still dealing with some wind chills that are 10 to 25 below zero as that cold front dived well down to the south towards Arkansas. So I want to get to the main impacts here for this briefing. Again, periods whiteout conditions are possible west of Highway 52 this afternoon in southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa. So if you have any travel plans this afternoon, try to avoid them if possible, just because there could be a lot of blowing and drifting around, especially in open areas. And then again, if you're going even farther west towards I-35, travel definitely not recommended there because of blizzard conditions. Then cold wind chills, again an issue tonight, especially the evening hours, and then Friday morning with wind chills anywhere 10 to 25 below zero. Those can result in frostbite in 30 minutes or less. And then, in terms of what this could mean for traveling, definitely difficult travel. Kind of that blowing and drifting snow and strong winds reiterate. Open areas will see the most for this drifting and blowing snow, and then we could see some school delays for Friday morning. And if you want to keep up to date on the winter weather, a good spot to check here is our winter monitor page. Link is referenced above, up top. And that's it for the briefing. Thank you very much.